switch gears and go back to Ahmadinejad for a second. He gave a speech, obviously yesterday at Columbia University. But the real story from yesterday's speech, Americans, you weren't the target audience. You're the target. The real audience was overseas and across the Middle East. This is what I told you yesterday. Well, today, I checked the papers and the news media all around the world. It is a mistake to believe that the way our media interprets a story is the same way that same story will be perceived and treated around the world. Yes, the media overseas can actually make us look worse than our own media. The Iranian media has reported that Ahmadinejad received a standing ovation and that the audience applauded as he discussed international crisis. Columbia played right into this evil genius's hands, but what else would you expect from a bunch of useless idiots who, claim to be Ivy League scholars? They gave Ahmadinejad a stage, and they legitimized him in the process. It is not just the Arab world that is getting spoon-fed Iran's version of the truth. It's Europe and the entire globe. Mahmoud and his henchmen may be pure evil, but when it comes to rewriting history, whether it is the tragedy of the Holocaust or a speech from yesterday or today, they've got the Midas touch. We know Ahmadinejad isn't telling the truth, but remember, if you repeat a lie often enough, some people will start to believe it. William Sammy, he is the regional analyst for the Center for Naval Studies. William, tell me exactly what you saw today in the world media. How was it received around the world? How was it reported?
Well, the thing I looked at most closely, Glenn, was the Iranian media. And curiously enough, he seems to have garnered a bit of support, or quite a bit of support, in his own country. I think Iranians feel a sense of entitlement, and they're very proud people. Yeah. And when they see their own president being confronted in that way, and obviously the complaints made against him in that introduction by Lee Bollinger were quite accurate, but it came across as being somewhat petty, and the way it was reported in Tehran was very negative. Now you've got Iranian parliamentarians saying that the president was mistreated, and Iranian scholars writing letters saying that their American counterparts should react in kind.
It's really, truly amazing because when are we going to get it that the entire Middle East is about humiliation? Not only do we give him a propaganda tool, we help bolster his image around the world, but we then also humiliated him in his eyes. Now, I want to play this audio. I got this from the BBC early this morning. I tuned into the BBC to see how they were reporting. Listen to these students who were there yesterday and what they said worldwide on the BBC.
I feel like President Bollinger's initial remarks were mainly reflecting the media pressure that was placed on him. I think he was put in a position where he felt like he needed to come out and say those remarks against the president of Iran because there was such a pressure on him to be hostile.
I think that the whole forum was compromised by the way that President Bollinger came out and was very accusatory towards President Ahmadinejad before he had anything to say. I think that cheapened the integrity of the event and unfortunately put the Iranian president on the back heel.
I mean, here in America, the spin is, oh, what Bollinger did, at least he came out and slapped him around and said that. That's not the way the world is perceiving this, is this?
No, definitely not. I mean, people think that he was mistreated, and as the president of any country should be treated with much greater deference and respect.
It amazes me. It seems that we always look at the battle, and, today we look at the press here in America and say, oh, look, we won. We may have won a battle, and we won the battle here in the United States with Lee Bollinger, but we lost the war, the media war, that was being waged against us by this guy. He is a very, very crafty man.
I agree with you that a media war is being waged, Glenn, but to think that we've lost it or even losing it, I've got to disagree with you on that.
On today, on what his goal was, on the little war that he tried to wage here in the last couple of days, you can't tell me you disagree with that, William. He's the clear victor here.
He came out ahead on this one, especially with his domestic audience.
Okay. William, thanks a lot.